Morning, everybody. All right, today I'm giving you two ability worksheets to do. Both ability worksheets have 10 questions, and each one has the same type of question for you to practice. I'm giving you one ability sheet that is called Alphabet Series, and I'm giving you a second one which is called Code Series. So I'm going to show you what I want you to do, or one of the ways that you can do these questions. All right, so the first kind we're talking about is going to be the alphabet series. And here's an example. Here's an example that you can look at. The first thing I want you to always do is to read the instructions. So the instruction says, in each of the following questions, find the letters that complete the series. So it gives you B, D, C, F, D, H, and E, J. And it wants you to tell what is the next combination of letters that you would put in this series. For some questions, you may be asked to only do one. For some questions, you may be asked to do two. But today we're only working on one. Now, whenever you see a question like this, the first thing that I want you to do is to write out the alphabet. If when you write out the alphabet, it makes it much easier for you to do. So let me do that now. All right, so I've written out the alphabet. Now, when I write out the alphabet, I will better be able to see what is the pattern of the letters. Okay, all right. So the first thing I want to look at is, let us look at the pattern that they've given us. B, D, C, F, D, H, and E, J. Now, the first thing I notice is that the pattern has two letters. Two letters, two letters, two letters. So I know that my answer must have two letters. So I put that in my mind, two letters. And if you want to write two above it, feel free to do so. The next thing I notice is that usually with these series, we're looking at one letter at a time. One letter at a time. So let us look. B, D, C, F, D, H, E, J. Let us look at the first letter. So the first letter of the first one is B. So what I'm going to do, hold on a second, let me just get out my pen. I'm going to put B, a little mark on the B. The second letter is C. I'm going to put a second letter mark on the C. The third letter is D in the third series. And this one here, the next one is E. So what I'm noticing is that it is moving just the neck to the next letter. So it goes B to C, C to D, D to E, and therefore it makes sense that the pattern, the next one is going to be F. So I just put F there. Okay? So we've done the first letter. But as we said, it's two letters. So we need to look at what the second letter does. Let us look what the second letter does. It goes from D, we put a mark here for D, then it goes to F, and then it goes to H, then it goes to J, goes to J. What am I noticing? I'm noticing that it is skipping out a letter every time. Are you seeing that? It is skipping out a letter every time. So it makes sense that I would have to skip out a letter and go to the next one, which will be L. So the answer for this question would be FL. You see how easy it is once you've written out the alphabet. It's easy for you to see the pattern. Okay, so that's what I want you to do for the alphabet series. All right, so there's another worksheet that I've given you. It's called Code Series. Code Series. So here's what I want you to do. So the first thing you're going to do is to read the instruction. In each of the following questions, words have been written in codes. The first word and its code has been given to you, but you must find the second second word. I'm sorry, that should say second word or code. Put word right here. All right. So what they've told us, the code for stir is QRGP. That's what they've given you. So what is the code for talk? So what we are knowing is that there's some relationship between the first word stir and the second code and the code for it, QRGP. All right, as we did with the first type of question, what I want you to do is to write out the alphabet. So let us do that. Let us do that. All right, so we have that done now. That's going to make our life much easier. All right. Now, so let us look now. Let me get a different color pen. Let's get a red pen. So they're saying stir is to QRGP. Stir has 4 letters and QRGP has 4 letters. So we're knowing it's 1 to 1. So I'm asking myself, how is how is the letter S related to the letter Q? So I put S here and I put Q, and I notice that it is going back 1 space. I wonder if it's the same for the T. So I look at the T and the R. T, T, and the R. And I notice that that is also going back 1 space. Let us check. The I and the G. Here is the I, and it goes back 1 space to the G. So we picked up the pattern, R and P. Here's the R here, let me put it here, and here's the P, and it is going back 1 space. So I figured out the pattern. The pattern is to go back 1 and miss out 1, go backwards and miss 1 letter, right? So omit 1 letter and go back. So what would be the code for talk? So the code for talk, we'll have to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to erase these so that we can see a little bit clearer. So what is the code for talk? Let us look. So we have T. We know we have to go over here. Miss out 1 letter and go to. So the first letter will be R. So we're finished T. And let us check. T here was related to R. So we are correct. All right. The next letter is A. Oh my, this could be tricky. A. But A doesn't have any letters in front for me to skip. But what we would probably do is think of it like a loop, skip out Z and come back to Y. All right, skip out Z and come back to Y. So think of the A as being on that end. So we would put Y here. Right? So we finish A. What about L? Here is L. L will skip out K and go to J. And let's do K. K here. K will skip out J and go to I. So the answer for this one would be RYJI. All right, so you see it's much easier to understand once you've written out the letters of the alphabet. Here's a hint. My suggestion to you would be to take a piece of paper, write out the alphabet in pen. Once you write it out in pen, because there are several questions, you're just going to use it for all the questions you have. And when you're trying to figure out what to do, you do that in pencil. And once you move to a new question, you erase it. Your pen alphabet will still be there and you use it again. So you won't have to write the alphabet out many times. So that's what you have to do today. I'm sure it is easy for you. It's just figuring out the code. Let me know if it gives you any problem. Okay, bye everybody.